Hi everyone, here's a quick introduction to PowerPoint. So when you click on your start menu and you go and you open PowerPoint, it's going to come and ask you if you want to create a new presentation. And you can start with a blank presentation. That's the easiest way to get started. So if you click on blank, it's going to come up and it's going to give you basically at the beginning a title slide. And you're going to start with a title slide. So if you click where it says click to add title, you're going to type in whatever the title is of your presentation. So if you're doing it for your project, it's going to be whatever the title of your project was. So it could be on Apple computers. It could have been on any topic that you had. And then you're going to put your name here. And once you have your first title slide created, then you're going to go and you're pretty much going to use this main bar that's across the top, and you're going to create a new slide. And if you click the little drop down beside new slide, then you're going to likely, after you've done your title slide, you're going to do one that either has content, or if you want to have sections, and you probably don't have one that's large enough for sections, but if you would, you could have a section header. If not, just do title and content. And then you'll click to add the title for your second one. So if this was about Apple computers, it may have been getting started. And apparently I can't type today. So getting started. And so you would type whatever you wanted to type, and you would hit enter, and you would add more content. Always remember, with a PowerPoint presentation, it is an outline. You should never have large paragraphs of any type of text. It should only be bulleted items. You should tell the reader what you want them to know about each of these bulleted items. Think of it as an outline. That is all a presentation is. Again, you want to have visual displays that you can show, and you want to be able to use the PowerPoint but not have everyone reading from the PowerPoint. And we'll talk a lot more about that when we have class. But here's just a very simple one. If you were going to go out, you could go out on the internet and you could find an image, for example, of something, one of the first Apple computers. You could find an image of Steve Jobs or Steve Wozniak, and I think Wozniak is actually an O. And you could go through and you could change whatever you wanted to change here. As you keep hitting enter, it'll give you more bulleted items. You can also then add another slide, and you could have content. And again, the content that you have can also be any of these items you see in the middle. So you could create a table quickly. You could insert a chart. So if you had a chart that was like what was in your Excel project that you had to do, you could insert a chart there. You can do a video. So if you've got a YouTube video that you saw about something that you wanted to embed within your presentation, you could do online pictures. This just allows you to load some that are already preloaded, but you could add this. You could just copy a picture and just insert a picture. If you click on this one, it'll let you go out and find where you've stored a picture, and you can copy and paste it in there. You can also get a picture that you've copied by doing Control-C or copying it and then just clicking here and doing Control-V to paste a picture in. So once you have your slides, then you can do a lot of other formatting with those, and we're going to go over that when we have class in 2 weeks, the basics for how to format those. But if you look at the top, you have design is one of your options that's at the top of your screen. Design will let you choose different themes, and if you know, what I would say is click on them and look and see what they look like. Once you get everything in, once you get your text in, once you get your images in, then choose the background that you want, because sometimes it does not work very well with what you've chosen. Okay, so you want to make sure you go through. You can click the little drop down arrow. There are several already created that will allow you to put different colors, different backgrounds. So that's under the Design tab. We will talk a lot more about the transitions and how you can do transitions and how you can, transitions are basically how a slide transitions to the next slide. So for example, if you click on transitions and you pick one of the options, I'll do wipe. That is only going to be on the slide that I have selected. So you notice over here on the left, I have slide 3 selected. So that's the only one that's going to have wipe. If I choose slide 2, it's none because I didn't put it on slide 2. That was not the one that was selected. So if I want it on all of them, I can hold my control key down and select all of my slides, or I can do them one at a time and I can choose different transitions if I want that. But you're going to have to add a transition to them. Animation is on an individual slide, and it's how the actual content that's on your slide comes in. So for example, if I have animation on my title, so if I click on my title and I say I want it to swivel, then the title is going to swivel back and forth. Random bars just means it's going to come in bars and it's going to fill in. There's different ones. You could pick however many of those that you want. What I would tell you is you do not want everything animated, because it will get very tiresome for the person who is watching your presentation if everything moves around. Again, a presentation is meant to be an outline, but they are supposed to be listening to you, not watching what's dancing around or moving around on the screen. And again, when we meet the next week, we will talk about that. But if you want to add an animation, you just click on whichever thing you want to animate that's on your screen. It could be an image or whichever, and you click on the tab at the top that says Animations. Lastly, just to get you started, once you have that, after everything is set up, you click on Slideshow at the top and just tell it you want to start the show from the beginning. And when you do, then it's going to fill up your whole screen. You're going to click your mouse. If you had an animation like I did for just my title, you notice that your subtitle or your name here stays there, but your new title just comes in. When I click again, it's going to take me to my second slide. You can have, if I had more than one of these different bulleted items, I could have them each come in one at a time, or they can all come in at once. And then when I click again, it's going to go to my third slide, which I don't have anything on my third slide. So the last one that I click on is going to say End of Show, and you just click again to exit. So that'll get you started just very quickly. Again, under Home is where you can create new slides. And so you can keep adding them. If you get a slide in there that you don't want, so for example, I've clicked on slide 3 and I don't have anything there, you just click on it so that that orange or whatever color bar is around it, so you know it's selected, and you hit your delete key. And that'll take it out of your presentation. If you have several slides that you have and you want to move them around, you just click and drag them, and you can just change the location that you have each of your slides. So if you get something in and you think that really would have made sense somewhere else, or I really need to get rid of it, you can move it around and you can delete it. So we're going to go over more of this when we meet on the 20th of November. But I wanted to make sure you had a quick little introduction so that you can see how to get started to create a very simple one. And you're going to have one that's going to be due by the 20th. So if you have questions, please make sure you let me know. Thanks.